Alrighty, here we go. The first episode of the Scarfy Life. And we got my main man here, Big Toddy, Big Triple T, Toddy Thornley. A bit of background about Toddy Thornley. He's currently at Central Washington University. And he's currently the head coach of their rugby team over there, the Wildcats. And they play in the university comp. I'm not too sure what it's called. I'm sure he's going to give us some more details about it sooner in the podcast. But I think they run pretty hot, don't you, Toddy? But me and Toddy met in 2009 back at university, and we've haven't chatted too much recently in the last couple of years, but the last month or so, we can't stop talking to each other. So Toddy, unfortunately, he's got other commitments with work, etc., and because of the time difference in America, he will come in and out, hopefully, in terms of co-hosting me with the Scuffy Life, but at the moment he's a bit snowed in, as they say. So, but anyway, we're here, Toddy, and while we're here, you might as well talk a little bit about yourself. But anyway, welcome, big dog. How are you?
G'day, mate. It's a heck of an intro. Yeah, good to be here, Slop. Happy to be here. Always good to connect with the man, the myth, the legend that is Hugh Slobey. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice, mate. And what's been happening this week over there in America, land, man?
The land
Coach
of
Thornley,
um,
Coach
we,
Todd.
we're gearing up, mate. We're gearing up into it's about the start of the new school year here. So we're everyone's coming back on campus. All the players are trickling in, or if not already here. And next week we'll get going and as a group and start building
Into it.
a rugby team. Yeah,
Nice. Preseason into it.
Pre-season. Yeah, coach's dream, player nightmare.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Bloody good. And awesome, man. So you've obviously just been, obviously pretty flat out with that, and heading into the season, you obviously won't have too much spare time. Especially, I know over there you've talked about before that in terms of the resources that you have, you're usually pretty snowed in yourself. With you have, as many people say, many hats.
Yeah, which is it can be a lot, but I guess it's also a good opportunity for a young fella like myself to wearing those hats present different challenges, which ultimately hopefully leads to a little bit of growth. So
Attaboy.
yeah.
What chucked in the deep end as such, but you either sink or swim, bro?
Yeah, you got to figure it out, don't you? You got to figure
You
it
got to
out.
figure it out somehow, mate. Yeah,
Somehow
good.
it always seems to work out, which is good. So
Nice, man, nice, and glad that you're happy over there, bro, and really sinking those toes into your coaching career, which is awesome. So I've been pretty flat out this week, mate. Thanks for asking me.
what have you been up to?
Yeah, mate, it's a two-way street here, brother. Like, it may be a podcast. We may be recording, but like I do want you to talk to me as well.
Okay. So what have you been up to, Slop? Tell me all about
it. Thanks for asking. Pretty flat out with work, mate. As you can see, I'm currently in the work hours and obviously delving into a podcast, so I'm obviously pretty busy. It's all been good, mate. Just ticking away down here in Timaru, running my little training centre, little studio down there. Bit of semi-private personal training, but a personal training as well. So it's good, mate. So I got a couple of hours spare, and I thought I'd get the big Todd Thornley on. I did have a bit of a mishap the other day, though. I went down to the pool. I work out at another at the council gym, and did my workout, and then went down to the pool and finished the pool session. And then it was a Friday. Then Saturday, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run, and then I couldn't find my shoes. Oh no. These are probably a month old, the Asics, they're not cheap. Yeah. And where are they? Nowhere to be seen. Rang the pool and someone's nicked them. I've left them in the changing room and they're nowhere to be seen, mate. So I just ran in bare feet.
No way, on the Trini.
No, out on the road.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. I didn't actually go for a run. Mate, I'd had enough. I don't have my shoes. I cried for a bit. Um,
so no workout.
so yeah, that was my story, man. You enjoy that one?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, cool. Nah.
Did you find?
So I put a post out about my shoes being taken. Well, probably not. Well, are they stolen? Like, well, probably they're not theirs. So yeah, but it was my fault for leaving them there, I guess. But and then front runner down here at Timaru hooked me up with some shoes for like real
Oh,
cheap, and I was like, oh, there's some good people out there.
some Asics.
Asics, yeah. And then my fiance actually had bought some shoes for me too. So I've two pairs of Asics now.
Yeah,
One for the road and one for the for the tracks. You know, out in the mud. You know,
the off-road.
so the old off roaders, yeah, the old 4-wheel drives. Which is handy, real handy. So yeah, thanks, mate. Anyway,
Yeah, good,
back to
good
you,
shoes.
Todd.
It's always good to share a shoe story, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm just going. You know, the shit sandwich. Yeah, it was a shit situation, a good outcome, and then the shit situation is going to be is that hopefully the guy that has them, you know, does maybe rolls his ankle whilst wearing them. Just a bit of karma coming at you, there, Toddy.
The old,
Anyway, mate, let's go back to you, big dog. So, give us a bit of a background, or where you brought up, and so for the listeners, all the probably 5,000 listeners that are listening in, want to know, where you brought up.
Marlborough, yeah, grew up. Well, bit of both. Initially, was down in Ashburton, just south of Christchurch there for about 8 years, the first sort of 8 years of my life, and then Mum took us up to Blenheim, Marlborough for the rest. And yeah, been up there, and great place to grow up. And yeah, just got stuck into your sport, and um,
So you played sport all through your through school, like
mm,
rugby and cricket, and well,
mm,
what were your go tos?
yeah, played a bit of rugby, uh, but I love cricket, but was absolutely horrible at it. And then probably
When it came to cricket, mate, what were you, better or bowler?
I
Like
don't think it's anything. I did manage.
were you just a fielder, one of those ones?
No,
Third
no, no, no.
leg.
I just didn't. I just was bad at everything, so you couldn't say I was anything.
So you're
But
one of those fill-ins. We need you in here, Todd. You're coming in at 3, and
I did
you're
play
back.
11 as a joke.
Oh,
I played 3 games. Yeah, they took me on tour up to your neck of the woods, up to
did
Wellington.
you?
Yeah, played against Scots College, got a wicket. And
What were you bowling at? Bowling some medium paces?
yeah, I came off
Or
the short run just because the long run, and we played a little bit of trick on the opposition in between innings. I looked like this big fast bowler, and I'm
yeah,
horribly slow. But I came off a long run in the warm up. I just pulled up a little bit for back.
yeah.
So then we just had to bring me off the short run, and yeah, managed to
Oh,
pick up a wicket, and was never out in first 11 cricket. So don't.
you know what they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, it is, and I'm proud part of my sporting career is definitely my cricket career, and
Yeah, all 3 games.
yeah, all 3 of them. But yeah, love that, and then probably more or less got into a lot of basketball as well growing up, and that was probably what I was better at. But I was never really good at anything. If I'm
Yeah,
being perfectly honest with you.
yeah. Yeah, nice, mate. And are there any influences that you had growing up around, around Marlborough, or anyone that you looked up to or anything?
Yeah, good question. Probably my step grandparents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just awesome people, and still alive now, which is great. And
And why were they so influential for you?
just care, man. Like they have so much care. They've been together for 55, 60 years. I think 60 years now. 60 years married, and um, yeah, they just would provide so many things for me to do. Like they lived on a farm, so obviously spent a lot of time on the farm, and then they had my step nana actually worked in a sports shop, so that was handy. So I got all the gear from her, and it was just fun being around them. Always outdoors doing stuff on the boat. Or,
That's cool, man. And obviously, yeah, like obviously, you always that care factor obviously played a massive part. Was it that you just always knew that they were there to support you
yeah,
and care for you? Yeah,
yeah. They're just awesome, mate. It's awesome people, and they're taking care of a lot of our family in so many different ways. So um, they're the ones that spring to mind.
nice, Matt. So we're obviously initial thoughts on what you wanted to study before, like when you're heading, like was Dunedin or the Scarfy life always going to be was always on your list, on your radar? Was there other things that you kind of thought you might go down, like other tracks you might
Mm,
pursue?
mm. I always thought I mean, initially I was kind of thinking I wanted to be like some sort of like PE teacher or something, because I thought that's just pretty cool, get to teach games and sports and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and you could use your cricket and your cricket
Yeah,
prowess, yeah, to
right.
teach them a few things about you know how to really how to block the ball.
Yeah, like I had to leave the ball outside off, and
Yeah,
like
nice.
obviously I wanted to sort of transfer that cricket career over and pass it down to generations. But yes, it was something like that. And I mean, I looked at oh, geez, I have to remember. I mean, I looked at also going to Christchurch as well. Something I don't know what stood out about Dunnins. I think it was just because it was like the degree and the uni looked.
Was there anyone down there that you knew,
Nah, I didn't.
or no?
Oh, I knew like there was people from my school that had been, but I didn't like. I don't even know if I contacted them. I just think I just like kind of went for it, and then yeah, the rest is history a little bit.
Yeah, nice. Um, that's awesome, man. And obviously, you made the massive trip down in 09, eh? Was it 09?
It was oh
Oh,
09.
09, 09 was our year, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, how good.
And obviously, well, you can tell us a story about how did you end up in Unicole?
I think I put it as my number one choice because it was like the biggest one. So I was like, screw it, like I'm bound to meet someone, someone that likes me or like someone that I like in terms of
Yeah,
hang out with.
yeah.
So I think I just went down that route because of that. Like I don't, um, I wouldn't be able to even tell you like what the other ones were, but I'm pretty sure Unicole was number one. What did you pick number one? That Unicole or something else?
Yeah, I was uni. I put Unicole, and then I literally am the same as you. I think I just guessed the others.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know how it worked, but so yeah, I was pretty similar to you.
Imagine if you could get a Unicole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sweet, man. So in Unicole, you make way down. Did you travel down that nice what kind of car was it?
Lancer. What
The
special answer?
Lancer, mate. That took us places, eh? That
Yeah,
took us places.
did I bring that? I don't know if I brought that for the first semester. I don't think I did.
You didn't ship that over to America. You didn't think about it.
Oh, I probably should. I think my dad still has it, so I probably could.
Oh, mate, I'm gonna go via that place and really, I might just sit in it for a couple of hours. I might
Yeah,
just sit in it, just sit in it, not even start it, just sit in
just
it and
listen.
just yeah. What were your first impressions down there, big dog?
Like, it was a little bit overwhelming, eh? Like a lot of people, a lot going on. You hit left to your own devices a little bit in terms of trying to get yourself organised and make sure you actually show up to
Yeah,
class.
yeah, and so yeah, in terms of that, obviously you're coming from a family environment where all your y- everything's done for you, right? And then you head down there. How much of an eye opener was that for you?
um, yeah, I mean, it was. It was like, I mean, you had to kind of stand up for yourself, didn't you? And like, you needed something get done. Like, uh, obviously, you could still make phone calls if you needed to, but it wasn't like,
Yeah, what about like in terms of like doing your own washing and cooking and
oh
things
yeah,
like
well
that?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that was kind of wasn't too shabby, eh? Like, that wasn't too.
Yeah, he's just. Just
chuck it.
just chuck it in. Whites, you just anything, anything in.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
Didn't matter.
cold, warm, or hot wash. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
Still doesn't.
if it stains the clothes, it's meant to happen.
Yeah, I mean it's game over,
Yeah.
and let's move on.
Well, it's not game. You'll keep with them. I'll keep wearing them. You can't pick and choose, mate.
Fair enough.
You know, when you're a scarfy, mate, you can't pick and choose. Sweet. So, in terms of your academic journey, how did your interests evolve during your time at uni? Did you stick to your initial major, or did you pivot elsewhere, or because you obviously talked about teaching,
Yeah.
and yeah, I suppose you are pretty much a teacher now, aren't you?
Yeah,
You can
coaching.
fall in, you can fall in that category anyway. But
Yeah.
So did you pivot or anything, or?
Yeah, I did. I didn't really end up going down the teaching route at all. I did like exercise science, and then the other major was exercise prescription. So I really just was really interested in helping people physically improve, with
Yeah.
the idea of eventually, um, like a lot of us, probably wanting to be a rugby S&C. So yeah, kind of went down that route. I'm pretty um, fascinated.
When did you jump from being a teacher to the S&C's field?
I don't really, man. It might have been like, I don't know, like if I intentionally did it. I think,
Did that,
yeah,
or
I
it just
think like when
happened?
we're trying to
Yeah.
figure out like the actual major stuff, like it was just like, oh, this stuff's super interesting to me. Like I enjoyed labs and um, yeah, exercise physiology labs. I really enjoyed that, and like learning how the body actually adapts when you train it. So, and I think it was just the professors that sort of kept you sort of on point with that stuff too. It keeps you interested. So
Yeah, so you're more your hands-on
yeah, I
stuff,
love
eh?
that. Yeah, love like the lab
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
or like I think that's the beauty of our degree in general. Like I think all areas, you got the opportunity to get your hands a little bit dirty. Like the camps too, was
Yeah,
pretty
nice.
cool. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And you can, yeah, you're very much a dude where, off the cuff kind of, get stuck in and make stuff work, right?
yes, crack,
If that makes
have a
sense at
crack.
all.
Like
But
I think
yeah,
always
have
a
a crack.
solution.
Yeah.
Like um,
Yeah.
for whatever's in the way or whatever hurdle or problem or whatever you want to call it. But fuck this.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, from what I remember, one thing that really stood out for me with you, Toddy, was um, like nothing would phase you. Like there was never really an issue with anything. Like you just shrug it off, sort of thing. Like you're just really confident in what you did, and I always kind of I admired that, man. I just thought, nah, like you. Nah, but there was something that I kind of took. I noticed quite early on is that you just go balls deep, as I'd say, and just take it on the chin, and I suppose that's exactly what you said.
Well, yeah, I think
Yeah,
bloody yeah, held up well.
carry
Yeah,
on.
no, yeah, you just got to get stuck in there. At the end of the day, work your way towards a solution, and figure it out.
Yeah. Well, is there any major challenges or hurdles or over that period of time, over the university time
Um,
that you faced?
I think like I think it's probably like anyone who goes to uni. It's finding the balance um, between
Yeah.
social and academic, and like even sport. Like it's not like I want to like I believed I would be a professional athlete in whatever sport, but I did enjoy sort of grinding towards something a little bit. So just finding that balance to be able to have, I guess, the full holistic experience.
Holistic
Yeah.
approach.
I
Nice.
think that looking back was probably the
Nice.
challenge. I probably didn't even have a clue that that was a thing, but I think that's something that I was constantly fighting in terms of making sure you get all your shit done, but then
Yeah.
also having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Oh, it was a massive hurdle for me. Yeah, and you're 100% right. Like, yeah, it's such the environment down there. Everyone perceives it as as the Scarfy world is. You're all caught up in the drinking scene. And that's definitely true. But like you're going back to um, no one's there to hold your hand, eh? And if you can't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. And you got to have those you really got to have those tough days, eh? We're grinding out things, and having that FOMO, and I'd certainly probably definitely delved a little bit deeper than a few. But okay, we got the job
I
done,
think
mate.
you just earn it,
Didn't
eh?
we?
Like it's like anything. I think that's probably the misconception a little bit from the outside people looking in
Yeah.
about Dunners is like, yeah, I mean, people had a good time, but people also work bloody hard, eh? Like, and yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
successful.
and saying it, sorry, like how much of an influence did your friend group play on that university career?
Mm,
Like,
it's a good question.
yeah,
I think it's massive, eh? Like, I think it's like, when we got back together a couple months ago, like, you kind of revisit everything and you realize how tight you were with them. Like, man, like
so just go back a little, like a step or two, in terms of you know, obviously let people know in terms of the friend group that we
oh, yeah.
had, within PE, and how we kind of grew on that.
Well, I mean, I think in
Um,
PE, everyone was kind of like pretty just a bunch of good people, eh? Like, who like were pretty social and um, yeah, just a bunch of good people. And then like, so we made friends with a lot of people and had a lot of good times with them. But then more so like when you like look at our like little, we end up flatting together. There's 7 of us, and we're all in the same freaking degree. It's pretty cool, and like we had
for 4 years,
4 years, yeah.
same,
Um,
yeah. You get to know each other pretty
yeah,
closely,
inside
don't
and
you,
out.
Toddy?
And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, geez, there's some stories there, but I think like that's when I reflect on you boys, like the 7 of us, like man, like we just got shit, like just got stuff done, and we weren't afraid to like try things, and we weren't afraid to like also like just do what we wanted to do. Like there's so many times that we had so many nights that we didn't leave the house, for example, or like there's so many times that we
yeah,
wanted to go on a road trip somewhere and go check something out and do something. Um, yeah, we wanted. Yeah,
yeah. We got real tight, as a unit, and you're right. Like we'd always just kind of do stuff with us, and it was always kind of us. We did get really tight there. Um, and this is kind of what this is all about. Is kind of not only reconnecting with our group, with the 7 of us, but also others in the alumni, and see how far, see what they're up to, and kind of retrack how they got to where they are, which is awesome. So cool as big dog. Let's go to some extracurricular
oh
activities,
yeah.
Toddy. So outside of your studies, mate. Yeah. What else were you involved in? You had a talk to me about
Oh
Shark
my
Park, mate.
gosh,
How good was Shark Park
it
for
was
you?
glorious. Hey, like so my first year down there, I played basketball, so I didn't play footy. Saturday as
Yeah.
well, and so I did that. But then I think there's a bunch of you boys, that went out to Sharp Park and played a bit of Colts footy, and then that next year I went out there and started the Shark Park experience, and man, like it's just like again, like just a bunch of like good people, range of ages, and from all different places around the country, and but loved footy, and then loved loved a few years after as well. And it's
It was just such a good community, eh? Such a good
pretty hard
vibe.
place to ever think about leaving in terms of going to play for another club once a year. I don't think that happens too often, like when people play for the Sharks, that usually probably don't play for another club. So pretty cool experience.
Yeah. Is there any the memorable moment? You got to take us to that championship.
Oh, the Bull Sharks.
The Bull Sharks. What a win!
The Bulls.
What a win!
What was that? 2010. Yeah, the Colts B team. We knocked over the Marco Sharks.
Which was the A team
in the semi, and then it was Kaikarai in the final.
It was pissing down, wasn't it?
Pissing down in the semi. Down? Yeah, at Shark Park. Yeah.
On the semi. Yeah.
Yeah, just
and
bunch of battlers getting the job done. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And any stories stand out? Something that you can tell people? Anything
about Sharks?
What? Yeah, just about Shark Park. Are there any stories there?
The Shark Tax. I think we might only had like 2 or 3 that whole time we were there. So, it was a very rare times that every team in the club wins, and we get to celebrate.
And I remember like our coach BJ. I remember like no one. I don't know how many people pay for subs, but back in that day, I don't think too many did. But he would cough up so many jokes.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know how.
All the coaches
and he would tell us that it was like he would tell us that his winnings from his racing, his race horses, and make sure that we backed him. So cool, man. And so that's your shock. Great place there, real great place, right next to the sea. Bit of sand on the.
When did you last get back to Shark Park?
What?
When did you last get back?
Oh,
remember?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Get back,
But I am not that far away. Only 2 hours, so I probably should go back there sometime.
Big crush.
Yeah. Any memorable moments, mate, that stand out for you?
And Dunners.
Yeah, and Dunners.
Man, like PE balls were a good time. High Street. I think we luckily got like from a social aspect like everything before it got done. Like I think we got a.
Yeah, remember we got we had the Toga Parade, and that was the last Toga Parade because we got Unicol went early, didn't we? Is that what happened? We went early and we got absolutely we got bombarded with like shit eggs, like boiled eggs, like shit in a bag. And remember those you chuck it from the balcony and stuff, like walking down the street in our togas. We ended up going into the dairy and buying the eggs and started eating them. And we were there, like people were throwing bins onto cars and stuff. That was crazy.
So we kind of got the last of it.
And that guy jumped off that light.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
I've seen that. Yeah, and that was wild.
Man, yeah, but we had the cookathon. We had the last of the Guardies, the last of the bowler. We had Undy 500.
Yeah, Undy 500. That was first year as well.
Yeah, High Street. Mate, we kind of got the goodie.
We got it.
The last of a few.
It was awesome.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, the cookathon. Man, that was massive, eh? Do you remember? I'll tell you one thing that was cool. Do you remember our Wednesday night man nights?
Yes. Yeah.
and we got the big stein,
Was it a Cook?
and it was $20, and you got a stein, and you could fill it up. You got $20 to get the stein and a beer, and it filled, and there was $5 to fill up every bit. And we all had to go back the next week to buy a new stein because we all lost them. Well, lost them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, remember I was a cook at the cook.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I used to cook the meat patties, and all you boys used to come in because it was so cheap. It was like $3.
Fridays,
$3, yeah.
$3?
Yeah, and it was $2 for like a chicken burger and chips or something, and then it was $3 for a steak. And I used to cook the steaks, and they were always real rare. And they're like these little thin pieces of steak, and I was like, "How do you not know how to cook a steak, mate?" Absolutely, eh? So what were what did you learn the most, like in terms of your growth over that period? And were there any influential people that helped you kind of through that journey?
Yeah, I think like Jim Cotter was awesome, eh?
Is it one of the professors?
He's one of the exercise guys.
Yeah.
He kind of like kept it applicable. Like I think that was my thing. Like I really only liked like learning stuff if I could like apply it. Like if it was just like textbook jargon, I was like, cool, that doesn't really mean anything to me. So I think he was pretty cool, and I think I don't know, like if I like got out of there thinking like I've learnt tons, I think I got out like you don't really think like what you have out of it until you're like probably 5 years, 6 years out. And I think like part of that was like when I look at it now, like like if you want to do something, you can do it. You just got to persevere with it and keep chipping away. And if you're all in on something, then like genuinely it'll work out for you. So, and I think like maybe that's part of the foundation that we built with us. Like it was like just like go and figure it out and get the job done. So I think the perseverance is probably a thing that comes to mind the more I think about it. Just keep having a crack, and eventually something will happen.
Yeah, nice. And so after uni, you ventured off to what did you do after uni?
So we did that. Stayed for an extra year, and we did the grad dip, and physical conditioning at Polytech, and with that, like I managed to somehow get an internship to go to Samoa for a couple months. So I did that, and then when I was there, one of my bosses or supervisors, whatever you want to call it, he got an email asking about someone to like come over to America and do a bit of S&C, but also coach rugby as well as part of the sort of internship deal. Like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
And so sorry about that. So had you done any coaching before that, or
not footy? No, like I'd like coached like basketball, like when I was like younger, but nothing serious at all. Like no coaching really. No, nothing.
Yeah.
Just what I had.
So you made the trip over to America.
Yeah. So
you picked up the Lancer. You chucked the Lancer on a ferry. Well, I wish you did that.
Get the steering wheel changed on the other side, but
you just drove.
September of 2013, and thought I'd be going for just a year and just get a bit of more like internship-like experience, and 11 years later, still here. So.
So you went over to Calgary? Is that
I went over to Dartmouth College on the.
Dartmouth. Yeah, that's right. And where's that?
Or it's like 2 hours inland from Boston. So it's like New Hampshire, the state of New Hampshire. It's basically in the woods. It's like a small town.
Oh, yeah, nice. And you just chucked straight into it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like started straight into the footy stuff, and then also in the mornings I was in the gym, like with the football team and basketball and lacrosse. Just a bunch of teams. Like just trying to learn how to coach. I don't think there's much.
Bit of lacrosse.
Yeah, lacrosse. Interesting, eh?
No, you get a couple of chess players in there?
No chess. Didn't manage to get any chess, but a few sports, which was cool.
Yeah, nice, mate. And then, so how many years were you at Dartmouth for?
Just because of the visa stuff. So that's when I thought I'd be. That's why I'd originally I was I'd just be here because of my visa. And
one and done.
And then Central Washington, last couple of months before I left, or not even that, the month before I left, was they called up and said, "Do you want to come over here and do your masters and then also keep coaching rugby?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, might as well." Yeah.
And how did that come about? Was that just a random email?
It was like connection. So connection with my boss at Dartmouth. He knew the guy that needed some help. Just how it worked out.
Yeah.
So just.
Oh, cool. So, and you've been here ever since.
Yeah. So I did my masters in 2 years, and again it's like a similar situation. I thought I'd be moving on again. Then my head coach at the time, he resigned, basically in that last month that I was finishing my degree and stuff, and he. So then I just went through the whole job interview process here, and managed to get it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, you little ripper.
So what's?
And then, that's good stuff, man. So you really just obviously you've sunk your toes really deep in that Americanization.
Yeah.
And bloody good. What's your aspirations? What from here? What do you want to do?
That's a good question.
You've spent a
kind of in that mode. I've always I really enjoy the current role and the current environment. Man, I'm 8 years. I don't know, 7 or 8 years. 8 years doing it, or going into my 8th year. But I think eventually the right opportunity might come along to do something, whether that's coach at a higher level or even I wouldn't mind getting into the sort of management side of things as well, because with this role, you're like you're the general manager, you're the analyst, you're everything here anyway. So there's a lot of operation stuff that I've kind of got my teeth into here as it is. I wouldn't mind doing that for a professional rugby team. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to create, help create an environment off field where the team could be really successful on field.
Nice.
Don't know. I think you just got to wait and see what kind of pops up, and where the wind blows me.
And that new MLR over there, that's going to take off sooner or later, right?
Hopefully.
A few years.
I think they're all hanging out for the World Cup 2031. I think that's the idea, is to try and grow the athletes in the game to a certain level.
And then they'll probably hit it. And then they'll probably hit a rotation policy.
Well, they just want to try and probably hit they probably want. I think they're trying to basically do what Japan did, in 2019. Japan. I don't know if that's in America's. I don't know if they're capable of that. But I think they're going to try, and them and World Rugby are going to try and throw everything at it to do something like that, to sort of allow the market to be, or allow the market to explode onto the market, the sports market here.
Yeah, that'd be good. Dig your teeth into
Maybe,
that.
mate. Maybe.
Huge money.
Maybe.
Yeah, nice, mate. Nice stuff. And have you got any sort of advice or
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, I guess it's advice for those that are at university or that have left university and are kind of stuck in that kind of, I don't know, maybe what to do and when to do it or how to do it, or because you get to a point where you finish your degree and you go kind of sometimes you go, what
Yeah.
now, or do I need to use this or whatever? What are your thoughts on that sort of stuff? What's your advice to people?
Good question. Man, like what springs to mind is like find something that you're really passionate about, but then also understand like it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Like just because you think this is like a really cool thing, or like, oh man, I love working in sport or whatever it is. I think every job that anyone ever has is going to have things that you don't necessarily want to do, but there's so many positives um, on the other side of that as well. So just a bit of perseverance, and if you really want to do something, put your head down and ask people too. Like I think like there's so many people that I've met over the years now who are at high levels of in their field, whether that's S&C or coaching or whatever it is, or professors or whatever it is. Man, if you ask them stuff, they're pretty handy, pretty helpful. But if you don't ask, you probably won't get. So
Yeah.
I think be curious and also persevere is probably the two things.
Nice, mate. That's awesome. Yeah, perseverance. You've said perseverance a couple of times, and that's definitely you to a T, Toddy. You don't give up on too many things, do you, mate? Cool. So I've just got a couple of questions here, just from the listeners. I'll just gather.
How are the listeners if they haven't been
I'll
on
just.
the if the podcast hasn't been?
Oh, mate, that's irrelevant. All right, I'm actually running this, mate. So you can just sit there quietly for a bit. All right. Nice. What about the nickname Goon Face? How did that come about?
Oh, I think it's just my general attitude towards goons. I think one night was a red card, and I wasn't very cooperative around drinking some disgusting goon. So I believe,
Yeah.
uh, I believe.
Did
Did
you?
I storm out?
He said out of it. You didn't. You stormed out. You didn't take
I just,
part.
yeah, I just.
You didn't take. You didn't take part in
Whose
the
red
red
card was?
card. That was it.
Whose was that?
Oh, I
Was it
think. Oh,
Ali's?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
probably.
usually the fellas,
It was. Yeah, I think we had lentils, so it would have been
yeah,
Ali's.
usually the fellas, um, when boys put together their red card, there was some good options available, um, but unfortunately,
And you ended up with the goon.
yeah, we had a goon. I didn't have it.
Um, what about that stone that you got
Oh, sorry.
in the PE exec? What was Zoe? How did you win that? What was that all
So that
about?
was the PE orientation day, the Saturday. Um, I remember the Thursday I got a haircut, or the Friday I got a haircut um, from the PE orientation, and then the Saturday. Well, I knew the person who had it before. It was um, a guy that went to my school, a year older. So I think that probably played a factor. That and the haircut, and yeah, you had to carry around Big Zoe for a night. But as soon as I got back to Uni, it got taken off me because the guy that had it before was in Uni last year and it caused a few issues. So yeah,
So did you have it for the whole year, or what happened to it?
I got it. I managed to get it after the first semester back from whoever the guy that ran the place's office, and and then I just kept it. Like I didn't keep it in the dorm. I kept it in my car, I think, forever. And then
Oh, in the
yeah, and then the year
Lancer,
after,
mate, that would have weighed it
oh yeah, wait a
down. Gee, the Lancer would have been
yeah,
struggling.
especially on the hills of Dunners. But yeah, so then then I had to hand it off the year after. That's Peter
Yeah,
Gibbs.
nice.
Remember him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Peter Gibbs. Yeah,
yeah,
what a
absolute
weapon.
weapon, good player. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, she's a beauty, old Zoe.
She's a beauty. No, well, that's awesome, Toddy. So, no, thanks for sharing your a bit of a story about you, mate. Where you're from, where you've come from, to where you are now. It's awesome to see you succeeding, bro, in your field of expertise as Coach Thornley or Coach Todd. And yeah, like you were saying, your persistence has been there from day one, and you've come so far throughout your journey. So I wish you all the best, big dog, moving forward. And no doubt I'll talk to you probably in about 5 minutes time.
Sweet,
But we just got to do this sort of stuff just to really sign off the
fair
podcast.
enough.
So, no, cool, man, and
Yeah,
bloody
thanks
good.
a lot. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for
Always a pleasure.
yeah, the scarfy, thanks for being a good
Yeah,
scarfy,
yeah.
mate.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
All right, cheerio. Thanks,
Cheerio.
mate.